Just an FYI to the male simps, I am not a R. Kelly defender. I am a defender of reality. I don't like talking to the ladies about. This is a discussion for the men right here. You're not. I'm not. I do not expect ladies to tell the full story when it comes to subjects like this, because what happens is, even though most of them hate each other, they will always combine and come together as one, and they will defend each other and act like they don't know about this stuff. Only when it affects them in a major way. And then, like, if you see like a lady telling the truth about stuff like this and just really what happens is she really puts herself out there and she really not trying to make no friends. And you'll find out like this impacted her in a major way when multiple ladies was just lying to her in a way where it affected her for real. So this is a message to the men right here. Here, Cassidy recently did an interview, and one of the subjects came to R. Kelly. And here it says right here, the headline, it says, Cassidy implies people have selective outrage when it comes to R. Kelly. And he says all the schoolgirls were getting picked up by old heads. And I have talked about this on numerous occasions. I have plenty of stories about this. If you can check all my lives, you can check my R. Kelly stream when he got that sentence, that bogus sentence. So let's listen to Cassidy right here.
I don't got no problem with niggas being mad at R. Kelly. If that's how y'all feel, when y'all feel like what he did actually makes you mad at heart, cool. But be mad at heart at anybody that's in that bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a bunch of niggas. Yo, my nigga, not even just famous niggas like R. Kelly, just in my neighborhood alone that I grew up in, bro.
Yeah. And this is what I've been talking about. Where I grew up, I saw this when I was in elementary school, mind you. I'm not going to tell you what high school it was. High schools it was. I used to see, this is back in like the mid 2000s, right? When 50 Cent and them was bumping and all that. This is mid 2000s, right? I used to see niggas with like motherfuckers with trucks, big ass truck with the rims spinning. This is how I grew up. Or they would come up with their Mustang, whether they leased it or they had it for a little bit or they really owned it. They had a job with some benefits. You know what I'm saying? In the city, they'll come in there. Pull up to the high school, and I'm like, oh, and I started catching on. I was like, oh, those are not their daughters. Hey, yo, man, I used to be like, oh, that's not their daughters. Or I remember overhearing one of these people, oh, that's my cousin. And I knew that was cap. It's just something clicked in me. I was like, well, probably 9 or 10 years old. Something clicked in me. I was just like, oh, she capping. She lying. Yo, this is still common. This does not only happen in the hood. This also happens in the suburbs, just in a different way. And I still see in the suburbs. You see dudes that have like their own place to stay, 26 years old, 23 year olds. It's very common in high school, any high school, anywhere. It'll be like a 16-year-old girl with a 23-year-old boyfriend, 15-year-old girl with a 26-year-old boyfriend. That's very common. Very common. Very common. And I have to keep pausing this because I got to say fair use, because this is, I don't know which interview, but I can tell this is on YouTube. I don't want this to get copyrighted.
Yo, my nigga, every time all the middle school girls was getting picked up by old heads.
Oh, head. He said middle school. Now, I saw high school. Now, there were some middle school, but let me give you another perspective. It's not uncommon for me to hear a girl say she lost her virginity at 12, 13, 14 years old. Me, I keep hearing 14. And recently I keep hearing, I've been hearing 13 a lot. I've been hearing a lot of that. But where I grew up, 14, very common. If you even look at the statistics on the virginity statistics, by the time it hits age 16, to the ladies that they had asked, half of them were not virgins already by 16. So that already shows to tell you. And when here's it's not about the virginity. Here's what you have to pay attention to. Most of those girls that lost it by 12, 13, 14, that guy was minimum 4 years older than her. Minimum. Most times 4 years older than them. You think I'm lying? Every time I put that in one of the comments, it's girls will be underneath my thing agreeing with me. Not the dudes. Not the dudes. I don't know why dudes are afraid to talk about this stuff. I know why. Because they don't want to be considered a weirdo, I guess, and it affects them getting punani. That's all that is. If like I said, more men would tell the truth about this stuff if they knew if like God were to come to them and be like, you're not gonna get pussy from this girl ever. So just to let you know, I already see the future. It's not gonna happen. Continue. You will see that man tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth to that lady. Like for real. People don't, but this is, and like I said, this is kind of, like, especially when you're talking about 12, 13, that guy is usually minimum 4 years older. I hope so. I hope you guys are not shocked. A lot of them, I'm gonna do an interview with somebody very, very soon. And well I'm gonna do an interview with, and she's gonna tell you what it is. I don't know if she wants to come on camera because she still has her situation. But I literally, she's 18 now. I said, yo, I want to do an interview. And she said, oh, I'm glad to do it. But I didn't give the details. I said, maybe me personally, I'm going to probably have to blur her out because she still has her situation. She doesn't realize she's being finessed. But I'm gonna just let her be. And the person that I bring on, I'm going to give her the platform. I'm going to let her give you the answers. And she's going to tell you what it really is out there. You guys be acting like there ain't not middle school girls that already know what's happening in these streets. And I'm going to just leave it at that. And guys are afraid to talk about this. I do not know. I kind of know why, but this happens. All right. We're not, and we're not the perpetrators of it. What happens is these girls will be in high school or middle school, but mostly high school. They will have the older boyfriend, or because they can't deal with people their age. They'll say that I can't deal with guys my age, right? They will come back, and then we will ask them, the boys and girls that know her, they'll be like, are you sure you know what you're doing? And they will be like, they'll just roll their eyes at us. They will brag about how they're finessing the dude when even though he's finessing her, they don't realize it. Things don't work out. They break up. And then 10, 15 years down the line, they act like they were the victims. That's usually how it works. And they complain about old dudes. Those are just, like I say, the same girls that complain about older dudes with younger women. Those were the same girls that were like 15, 14, dating drug dealers twice their age. Those are the same exact girls. Just to let y'all know. Or the feminists that you see, when they were in high school, they were in the streets and they was bragging about it until they realized he had the upper hand the whole time. And then they cry victim later when they realize they have a daughter that are the same age, or they just burn out. And the people and the girls that think there's really nothing wrong with this are the ones that ended up marrying the dude that they were dating in high school. Like, it'll be the ones that agree. I'll be like, oh, so what happened with them? Oh yeah, we've been married for. Oh, of course you don't see nothing wrong because she won. She got the ring. Anyway, I went on a tirade on that.
Like all the bad middle school, every girl that was bad in middle school was getting picked up by some older nigga, bro.
Straight up.
Like in every hood. Like, why niggas acting like they don't know niggas like this? Yep. And that's just regular niggas. Not to mention these industry niggas is
exactly. People think it's like celebrities that was picking up these girls. No, it'll be like regular working dudes. But to them, that money that they'll throw on those girls' forehead, that's nothing to them, because like $100 is worth like everything to like a 16-year-old that don't know nothing about this life. So everything that older man is saying is like gold to her. You know what I mean? Now, do not even let it be a celebrity. They're gonna go. It's not. Don't even let him have a little bit of clout. Don't even let that person have a little bit of clout, just a little bit. Let alone a celebrity like a R. Kelly or because they keep talking about how he was at McDonald's picking up girls, and I'm like, you know what? Even if that was true, I bet you those same girls, they were bragging about it literally the next day. You talk about the rock stars that you see, or in the past, in the future, and whatnot. What do you think those songs were about? About those girls, they weren't talking about no girls in their late 20s, 30s and beyond. They were talking about teenagers. But hey, when you mention that, people will call you a defender of this, and I'm like, the girls are coming to them. I can't tell them to stop going to. If I tell them to stop going to them, I'm gonna look like a hater. That's the issue. That's the issue.
Worse, bro. Like, these niggas is like.
Oh, next slide.
Crazy. So now I can't do records with you. Might as well. I can't do no records then.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I can't do no records. Now the radio people that played it, you got a problem with them.
Not just the celebrities, the pastors, the policemen, who else? All the people that you look up to. It's something you don't want to know. Really, it's something you don't want to know. And I hope men stop falling for that victim shit, because the girls were down with it because they thought they was finessing the dude. I'm telling you, Like they'll get like $150 for the dude, and they will come back to school just bragging about it. They get like one thing from a Macy's, a gift card or something. While she had to give up the cheeks though for that, and they'll come back looking at us like we ain't, like us dudes ain't shit because we're broke. We don't got no money, right? So it's funny, man. It's funny. It's funny, man.
You got a problem with the video, nigga. The station that my video ever got played on, you got a problem with them. You got a problem with every fucking body, then, because all of these niggas is guilty of shit.
Yep. Yeah. So let's not even get started with the executives. You guys don't want to know, man. When Coach Greg Adams be talking about that relationship between older men and younger women, you don't want to know. You guys, it's a rabbit hole. I done had girls tell me I've been messing with older dudes since middle school. She said, and I remember one girl, she literally told me, I can't do it no other way. Like you can't make this shit up. I'm telling you. Now, the problem is when you bring up subjects like this, I think men are really afraid of that label. The reason why I don't care, I mean, these guys will be on the internet and still be afraid. I'm like, this is the internet. You can be free. They not going to touch you up over this shit. They'll be on, like, just tell the truth about this stuff, man. It's out there. We all know it. And then what happens is when it doesn't work out in their favor, then they get tight. And they're still, even to this day, even with whole Me Too and all this stuff, they're still doing it today. There's still plenty of 15, 16-year-olds. They're dating older. And I can tell too, it'll be a girl. Oh, I can't post my baby daddy, whatever. I'm like, what is he, a criminal or something? She'll be like, it's for legal reasons. What? And I'm like, anytime you see a younger girl post that, oh, I can't post my baby daddy for this reason, or my boyfriend, I can't post my boyfriend for this for legal reasons. When you hear a younger girl say that, like between like the ages of like 14 to 17, either one, he's a drug dealer, or number two, that guy is significantly older, and I mean like significantly older. I'm talking about late 20s, 30s, late 30s, mid 30s, or late from late 20s. I'm talking about 28, 29, or mid 30s. That age range. When she says I can't post my baby daddy or my boyfriend for legal reasons, and most of the time it's that. It's not even a drug dealer thing, or it's both. A lot of when those examples I brought up from like when I was in elementary school and I saw those high school girls, those guys were both drug dealers, and they was like and they were in like their late 20s, mid 30s. It's something that, you know, I don't find it uncomfortable, but let's not act like R. Kelly was this this person. And on top of that, you got Elvis. You can't tell white people to cancel Elvis. You know what I mean? They just like I said, that whole Me Too stuff, that's just that I already knew only black men were gonna get in trouble with that, with the Bill Cosby, which was bogus. That's why he ended up being free. Oh, and I was on a Twitter panel the other week, and I mentioned Bill Cosby they didn't know. They had no idea that Bill Cosby was free. I'm like, you got this. I'm like, this was news. In their mind, he's a ninja, and when you're in there, you're in there. That's it. These were black women too, mind you. They didn't know Bill Cosby was free. I'm like, you know, Bill, this was last year, because they put him in prison for bogus stuff. So clearly, if it's bogus, it was a bogus process. They're gonna find something bogus that got him in there, and he's gonna get free. I knew eventually it was gonna happen when they couldn't get what they wanted from him, or they probably already got what they wanted from him, and they're like, all right, we're done with him. He's done. He's blind. Like he's like right now, he's not in good health. They don't get the game. And with R. Kelly, the reason why R. Kelly they even put the case on him to begin with is because of his masters. I've said this many times. He's produced his catalog is crazy. And when I mentioned with that Twitter panel, when I mentioned the Twitter panel, when I mentioned R. Kelly being an accredited writer, the first thing that they said, and this is the problem with educated folks, sometimes they can't think for themselves. The first thing she said, he can't read, he can't even write. I'm like, that doesn't mean you're not an accredited. The lyrics, those are his lyrics. That means he's an accredited writer. He has won writing awards. That doesn't mean you're manually writing this. I was like, I cannot believe I had to explain this to you goofballs. I almost called them goofballs on the spot, but I didn't want to offend the ladies, because I just wanted to bring the facts to them to see if I can reason with them. But like reasoning with them is like talking to, it's like you have a better chance of talking to a wall and hoping the wall responds to you back. Anyway, But anyway, but that's the point right there. That after R. Kelly's Masters, as soon as the sentence was done, they went straight on the matter of, okay, about his I'm like, I thought this was about sex trafficking. I thought it was about him being this. Shouldn't we be saving these trafficked victims that are 18, 19 years old? Like, it's a joke. It's a joke. And anybody with common sense understands it's a joke, you know, but most men are afraid to talk about this. It's because they're simps. And I called out the male simps on the panel. One of the male simps even said that Kobe Bryant was guilty of what he did, even though he was not. He was proven, but, you know, like I said, you can't save these simps. The simps kill me, man, because I'm like, you think you'll get some help when you talk about stuff like this. I don't bring this up as a subject in casual conversation. I'm just joining the panel because of that topic was brought up. And you got this guy here. These ninjas, man. I mean, bro, these ninjas get on my nerves. And you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you gotta protect the female. Are you trying to say, you know, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying? These dudes are the worst. I'm like, you can cut out this shit. You know, they be doing this shit. I'm sorry. I gotta call it like I see it. A lot of y'all ninjas be doing this shit right here. That's why motherfuckers don't have respect for y'all. Like, I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm keeping it real with y'all.